Good morning. Me church amunyina edemoba KMTV. Ene mpese edi nkomo ketua bi sesiye. Nkomo no efa aye pending striker aye Closac force omo ebeko. All because the appointor the ono to me so or appoint to be no appoint to be edina ko aye birth and death registry. Now almost omo to omo ho ase adintra nipa no omo susu se we politically motivated nti omunya den omunyi no mfiri honom na nkomo we eye nkomo a ehia se nyina ye den yedi eho nkomo yi pa isanse nsem a nkrofo yi kan wo na omo ya adwen se omo nko strike because omo believe se owura adom adom and din adom na edikan se omo mpese oba beye director de ama ye birth and death nti o mampani an yina mfiri ho din na obono wan yisa din na mfiri wan sesa din na wo mo nko omo nko adwuma omo sha se ne 20th of February 2025 na say tintun time omo nko adwuma. And we are asking this question say omo nsem omo kan is it justifiable? Omo asem na omo kan ebeboa omo wonyina so ana na omo betimi ahye nipa na wono no appoint na de na mra no so eka edifa the appointment of some officials ediko Closac na we de beboa Closac adwumayefo ekuma no the association no ebeboa omo ana. What are some of the issues are Closac members nke benya nanka omo mpanyimfo de omo adwen akoho ahwe de amam eno no omo enko kan eno the ansem no na ibidi ho enkomo. My first question and I say, has National Labour Commission notified of this? National Labour Commission Closac for etimi abo mama ne say anamon we ni pesi tu ana say omum tu sana mona omum violate the law yet National Labor Act nana because any striker obia also con that strike no I will say we den will notify National Labour Commission no mo hwe that strike na okono is it necessary say obeko ehun hia say obeko that strike nana say untumi enkyere the entire oko strike no na say entoasumu a Ghana mramu no eni ho kwan say oko that strike no. What is the justification of this strike? Omunyina so a omudi gina so akọ that strike we no anything. Until we want to know from these people. So what are the basic justification for this so-called striker? Almost say a nationwide strike because the president have appointed somebody. They claim being affiliated or being a politician. And the next question is, who is the appointer? The person who have appointed, no. Is he not a politician? Another question is, if you have issue with the appointment, why can't you go to court? Because you are making reference to some legal issues. Which the issue about obi the assembly say court, and court say the Supreme Court said that Closac members should not be open politicians, but they can do politics behind the doors. Do you remember Controller and Accountant General? Officer now go contest here. Na Ghana was it? He should resign from that position. Where was Closak then? Were they in Ghana? Omutimi to who anamo omuka assembly in the farm. And I think that this is the problem of the society. Oko Closaka, Beth and Dave wana mokan. Go and see their offices. It is nothing to run home about. We go to the office of birth and death registry. Not encouraging at all. Not comfortable for the people working there. So you are not looking at these basic things for your members. You are rather fighting for single person appointment and asking that you want to go on strike. I want to ask you, the viewer, do you think Closak demand is justifiable, or should the government have the financing? I would say that the government has the financing, and I would suggest to the president or the government to revoke those people who are demanding that he should rather stop appointing that people. And I think it is very unnecessary for this and useless decision. Say, Closak takes this decision, say, Omoko strike, because of a single person appointment. Another question, what does Ghana Labor's Act says about the strike related to government appointment? Say, Labor Act, does it suggest to us anywhere, say, Obi appoint to be a Closak with me about when they say yempeno? Do we have a law that back their demand? And no. What precedent exists for similar demand by public service unions? Have we ever had such similar incident before? No, a boy, Emma, say we have to address this kind of issue. Have we witnessed that before? Could the government take legal action against the strike, and on what grounds? Another question, can the government take a legal action against the striking force? For example, I know said they have not notified National Labor Commission on this, because any decision of this sort, you have to notify the National Labor Commission and sit for deliberation and negotiation. Or if they listen to you and you make sense, they can give you a green light for you to go and have your demonstration or strike. And even at all, is it necessary? Now, what is the condition of the Closak members? Closak members, the condition of service is not good for them. Like I have said, if you go to the birth and death registry where they register, even they don't have logistics. Sometimes you go and see where the officers are sitting and working. You guys are not concentrating on these things. All you want is just to expose yourself for public to ridicule you. And I think that it's hard time. Say, you be kind of cratching nipa. I thought that, yeah, from a juma. Yeah, for be a juma, I was no, wo per se nipa no yes na wo ka ne wo per. I think say close at for omunya de omoye no na it doesn't make sense. Closer doesn't have the right to influence the public service over the appointment. Closer cannot demand that the president should appoint or should not appoint somebody because the person they think is a politician. In this country, who is not a politician? Forget about this. If you have issue, I am telling you, go to court. Go to court and ask for court. Say court on Kabibi and Chiro. The Mesa can't be mun say. Me free say Emra wa Ghana no. I was say if it is na you respect Emra wa Ghana. And I support the Minister of Communication for Government, Minister for Government Communication, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, for stating categorically clear, quoting the law, especially the Labor Act 2003, Act 651, regarding the legality of closer demand. The Ghana Labor Act 2003, Act 651, provide a framework for collective bargaining. TNE, listen to this statement well. The closer, this is what you should be concerned of. What you need to be concerned of is what I'm going to read to you. There was a hiamwa, mo yi abeboa mo nkrofo na omabrabom akoyi ama omono say. Go to the Labor Act 2003, Act 651. It says that this act provides you a framework for a collective bargaining for an industrial action. While the act allows trade unions to negotiate terms and conditions of employment, it does not grant them the authority to dictate or influence the government appointment, especially Section 97 of the Act, which emphasizes that duty to negotiate in good faith on employment matters but does not extend to decision on public appointment. Nti finito. A closer does not have the right to tell Ghanaians who to be appointed and who not to be appointed. And even at all, it doesn't make sense. The Labor Act asks you, say, you should fight for your members' welfare by going by the 97 section of the National Labor Act. You should be able to fight for your members instead of this your mischievous strike that you are intended to embark on. So it doesn't make sense for you to be doing these things to ourselves. Again, when I quoted, so therefore, the closer has the right to express concerns and engage in industrial action over issues affecting its members. This issue that we are sitting there, you are embarking on strike. How is it going to affect the welfare of your members? Sorry, tier 1, tier 2, my members is so say, sa sika, was say, yedema omono. Yet no, you whom be a senate ne and omodisa pension scheme no edeko. Sa mano, you are not talking about it. These are the matters affecting your members. Salary increment, or members pay akatuen tumu. You are not talking about this. But you are rather one person a appointing no say about birth and death registry no was it for a political motive. Therefore, the president should, if the president continue to maintain him, you are going on strike nationwide. What sense? One kasa o yes I don't. Sebi inyansa ne emudura eye anything. And I think say I was say a share na you addressing nneɛma bi a ɛte sei na yɛ stop it. Sometimes abrabo bi a ɛwɔ mu na yɛyɛ because yɛyɛ nya akwanya because motete amanfoɔ deals nti no yɛde tua mo ka nti mo ntumi ntena se ndwen ɛmfa mo nkurɔfoɔ ho mpatwɔ that leadership is not about ntade hyɛ o na watwerɛ ho closer ko go and look at the condition of service for your members ɔmo akatua ho nsɛnsɛm te sɛn ɔmo adwuma mo asetena mu abrabɔ ɛte sɛn. These are the some of the things that I was you consider. So the Civil and Local Government Staff Association, Ghana CLOSAC, has initiated a nationwide strike starting February 20th, that is today, 2025, to protect the continued tenure of Mr. Samuel Adom Butchie as the Registrar of Birth and Death Registry. CLOSAC contend that Mr. Butchie's appointment is politically influenced and not in line with principles of neutral public service. We are coming to check on you. When we cite you, you all have to vacate from your positions. That kind of life is not helping the society. A situation whereby people begin to think that they are the only people I would say. And if you are there watching me, I want to ask you, do you support? Do you agree with these people? Woman, a strike nana. And the president should also bite. He shouldn't entertain this kind of nonsense. He shouldn't entertain this nonsense in this government. We have had enough of these people. I am asking them, CLOSAC, when you go to various residencies, you are in charge to manage various residencies. Go to Sunyani residency and see the state of the Sunyani where the minister stays. Things have been deteriorated. Is it not madness, stupidity, and amoya? So some of us will begin taking the law against some of you because we have mandated you to do some work. We are not doing it. But unnecessarily, you are demanding something that is not even making sense to the ordinary Ghanaian. But people are mute. People are looking at you. It's hard time. We let you know that you are not the only people in this country. When you go to hospitals, where our mothers go and deliver, are you okay? Are you certified? We are not thinking of this. We are thinking of somebody being appointed. Will the person's salary be added to yours? You did not ever count the one. Nyansa of home. And I'm more and I'm more to means a member point to be aquana. Do you have that right? Do you have that power? Do you have that authority to do so? Let us think. Let us reason and sign a bit key decision be a ticket. Because this country does not belong to one person. For us to be thinking that we are the only people, and in fact, I am very annoyed with the nature or the behavior being put up by these so-called grown-up people. So if you go home or if you sit and your children go to school and come back and ask you, Daddy, why didn't you go to work? He say, because the president have appointed somebody. Oh, appointed someone that we are not okay with. Therefore, this has caused us to embark on a nationwide strike. Doesn't make sense. Until Uba school no say yes, so there is a headmaster here. We don't want the headmaster to be here. Therefore, we are also embarking on strike, not going to school. What will you tell that your son, your daughter? What will you say? You will tell the person is mad. You will tell the person it's not his or her responsibility to say that. So whether you like it or not, that man has to be the birth and death registry. If you are not okay with that decision, you can quit. Nobody is forcing anybody to work. There are a number of people who are out there. Until the place will be occupied. The place will be occupied 100%. And we are not going to joke this time. We are not going to play with you. Some of you think that you are who you are because any day you go and you get your koli and you don't even sit down to analyze that some members of the society need help, brother. And I think that it is hard time we discuss. It tell you the rightful thing. Okay, let's end this strike one and go to another issue. Akwatia MP have been cited or ordered for contempt. Akwatia, member of parliament, who forcibly get himself sworn in while he was not supposed to be part of the swearing process. I mean the 7th January parliamentary sworn in now Moya. During that course, the clerk of parliament stated that Masa, there is a court notification here that we shouldn't allow you to partake in this exercise. But as a civil servant and a clerk of parliament, I have to put it on record that we have received this notification from High Court, Koforidua, that there is impending case on your eligibility as a member of parliament for Akwatia. I say, oh, so if you go ahead and do this, you will bear the consequences. At the end of the day, you went ahead and was sworn in. During that time, I remember, say, the minority then, who is now finance minister, Kesel Atufot, made it clear on the floor of parliament that Masa, you are going to bear any consequence of your decision to sworn in as a member of parliament, which there are question marks on it. Are you okay? Are you certified? Will you be? He said, yes, Mayor. And yes, yesterday, court is seriously looking for you for an arrest. I will say, when the letter that has been sent to court for some justification as to whether you have not acted any contempt, it is your party, not the clerk of parliament, because already the clerk have already stated to you, said they have received what we call court sermon, court notice that the parliament clerk should not allow you to partake. and you were duly informed, but you went ahead. So this is a deliberate attempt to create a contempt on yourself. So nobody should blame the court for anything, because the court did its best. The lawyers of the other party did their best. The clerk of parliament did its best. And the minority, then now the finance minister, also made it public on the public records. It is in the parliament hands that it will have been recorded. And you to have on record that you accepted to face any consequences if the court raises anything against you. And today, you want to run away. Because you don't have the right to call yourself as a member of parliament for Akotia. So you have been cited for contempt. So what do? After your markings, you need to sit down and reason. Sometimes it is not giddy giddy that will bring anything to you. You understand? But always have in mind that people we are serving know best. But because all of us cannot be where you are at the same time, that is why some of you have gotten the opportunity to be where you are today. So if you are there, don't think that, oh, you is the master of all knowledge. No. Yes, I'm telling you that. I'm frankly telling you, you are not wisdom. You don't have wisdom than me, but you have the privilege, opportunity to be in parliament. You are not bigger than me. You are not a special being than me. It is a parliament. And I say, oh, be some or it doesn't make you the only special person in the society. Nti yɛnhyɛ no nso. Ebio, deɛ mɛtu fu no sɛ, ɛwɔ sɛ yɛhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛ respect Ghanaians, devoid of where we are. Nti wohwɛ KMTV, you are watching KMTV. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all social media platforms. We are here to educate, inform, and abreast with issues. So, yeah, dear, we know many people like funny things, but we have promised to deliver or come out with content that will help us be educated. Another issue has to do with the 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 journalists. The president of the Ghana Journalists Association is seriously demanding some justice for its members, which he have given on ultimatum as to say, nipa bi a yɛtiatia ɔmo fa ahondi so in the course of their duty as journalists. There must be immediate action, very immediate actions in the help address this kind of attacks. And sometimes to extend, some even die. They kill somebody like Ahmed Swale. And we want, I think it is not also only, I think the call by the GGA president is good, but there are questions that we need to ask the GGA president. Is it only the journalist that has to be protected? No. Everybody needs to have right to live. Just recently, look at what happened. The brother, our brother Pole, he is a Kotoko fan. He died because he was jubilating, he was supporting a team. So all these things are not things that we should be entertaining. Nti obia, I was saying to me, obia oban. Enye nsentwere ni nko. Nti obia ye tietie no fa ho di so. Se oye nsentwere ni ana onye nsentwere ni no. I was say ye mammara no edi no. But see ye can sansem we are. I was say ye looking into so many spectacles. Send a beya asem na ye kan asem no emibu mo ye ochina. I do hear people say as a journalist you need to be independent. You need not to belong to a political party. It is not neither here or there. But you have to be a professional. If me, I don't have problem with a journalist belonging to a political party. But I am against a journalist who is not speaking of the truth, who is not reporting accurately, who is not saying what is right, who is always doing whatever he wants. They're a prisoner, they're his own personal interest. If you are an MPP journalist, I don't have problem, provided you are able to transmit accurate information without faking it, without reporting false news. If you are in that category, I don't have issue with you. You can choose to be an NDC journalist. I don't have problem. But what you are reporting, is it in the interest of the society? What are you championing? This is the needed issues, questions that we need to ask ourselves. We in Centurinia, asema okano, and soon so pa, a society no sooner and the same. So we NDC, so we NPP, and the enemy massive. The me busande say, wono sa jumadi na wudi. On century jumano, ubi etifi uti uno, and yensun so pa, a wono so. A day abrabo sisae bi abana nanamomu. Waboa no amana hu ne wo se woye. Eno emom de se ye ka eno a I believe strongly say it is good. But in a situation where you say, oh, if you're a journalist, you cannot belong to a political or you are so you are political affiliation, I disagree it. If you go to BBC, it is is it not a political media house? CNN is a political. CNN is rather the political media house, but they are doing their work. You don't see people telling them being biased. They say it as it is. So if we also want to practice it, we should also follow suit and do professional work. Be principled to your work. If you are MPP or NDZ and you are doing a story, and the story is about your opponent, not because he's about your opponent, write it the way it is. And to me, if I go for a program, now as someone and when I'm a trouble, what you say is what I will report. And if I have question to what you have said, then I raise it. But I will not go and sit somewhere and dilute the information just because I wanted to suit my personal interest. When it happened that way, then you are doing a great disservice to the people, to your viewers, to your followers. But then the question still is, do we have to attack people even when they are wrong? No. If somebody is wrong, there are laws. So before you were address that problem. Inti say we ye dwumadi bi na nsantwere ni bi ba ho na we ye ade bi a ensem fata Uhu so ofum mmra ma mmra no ye de eni no demo mfa ba fa se kan mfa tu mfa ngu na chi enko tata no eno de enye but mesaka bi mu se esese eyese ye koma obi bia demo menye nsentweni nko. Another point I'm person me make on this ne say we nsentweni a wososo be reasonable enough. Sometimes uko baby also to me a pick intelligence. You say ade we ahasi amekwe se me da suban we edia if I show this kind of character, this attitude, it might not go well with me. And you should be able to gather some intelligence on any environment that you step as a journalist. You need to predict sometimes when you're on a function, you should be able to do some kind of environmental analysis regarding your work. And if there where you are, you need not to expose yourself that hey, I am a media man. You need to scan all these things. And I think if you do it, it will help us a lot. Into GG present. But you are ultimatum, I don't think that it can be like that. Ultimatum there. And GG present. I believe that you stand for both government and private. There are some of your members whose condition of work is not encouraging at all. Some don't even get any coin. They don't have contractual agreement with the owners of these stations. And because the person don't want to be idle in the house, or sorry, I know I got now. Now, you soon go cause spend on one the sika a year juma. When you get your papa bia. Do you look at this? GJ, do you look at this? Have you started looking at these things for your members? Raise some of these issues too. Many media personnel are suffering. When you come to Sunyani, about 80% of the media personnel don't have any agreement with their management. Not even, some don't even get salary. But for the love of the way, so the person will go and sit there. So don't you think this is also another reason why we are experiencing some lapses in our work? Because sememi ajuma MOB, no one car. How do you expect me to live? Me dem ahemabusia, me dem akomenim. Inti, look at the welfare of the members too. Journalists in Ghana are suffering. Some don't have SNET for the work that they do. So when they grow old, how are they going to live? Pension and when they always look poor. Look at their shoes. If you want to see somebody, look at his shoes. Nowadays, the media work is not encouraging. So professionalism is also a question mark on some of the journalists, the so-called or practicing media personnel. And it all is because of poor remunerations for these people. It is a honor say wouldn't sika ebidi dia. So nipa ntimi tan na ye funu nampan. You found any means to live. And we are the people who also talk about people. Nti sɛ me de me nsa bɛhyɛ obi anum a sɛdeɛ ɛwɔ sɛ meyɛ no mentumi nyɛ nti no ɛba saa na sikasɛm no na ayɛ deɛ wɔ hɔ nti nipa no ebi a ɔno nom a kolikoli bi di nti ɔbaa na ɔka nsɛm bi afa no na wɔkɔ no baabi nti GJ present ɛwɔ sɛ ɔma w'ani ɛkɔ ho yɛnsan hwɛ adeɛ wei menya akwanya ne Bono Regional Minister Joseph Ade Akwaboa ahyia na nkɔmɔ a odi yɛn na ɛyɛ ase fam sɛ wokɔ Regional Coordinating Council a Sunyane wokɔhwɛ tebea a dan no a ɛwɔ sɛ ministers tena mu president ɛtu kwan ba Bono Regional baabi a ɔwɔ sɛ ɔda vice president anaasɛ aban mpanyinfoɔ so ɔmo tu kwan baabi a ɔwɔ sɛ ɔmo da ɔmo ba a ɛden ne nyinaa no agye sɛ yɛkɔ han hotels ne ama ɔmo ayɛ den akɔtena saa adeɛ wei ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɛyɛ Ghana sɛ yɛwɔ wɔn a bi na meka Closac foɔ no yɛama ɔmo tumi yɛama ɔmo akwanya sɛ ɔmo nso yɛ ɔmo hwɛ saa agyapadeɛ wei coordinating director wote hɔ yɛ den nti muhu sɛ yɛtutu ɛdan no mu nneɛma nyinaa na nti gye sɛ minister no mom na ɔmmra na ɔmmɛka mosɔre a mo sɛ mokɔ strike ebi no nyansa nni sometimes anamɔ no a motu no I think say it is enough wo deɛ mɛsan ba but wonya me message na share like comment na boa na grow platform yi ma me ɛyɛ me no mmienu na ɛyɛ nyame nhyira wo sɛ wo follow me anɔpa yi yɛbɛsan ba aba discuss a very important issue again menim sɛ yɛbɛhyia da foforɔ anaa berɛ foforɔ ɛwɔ platform yi aso nyame nhyira wo medin de magyina kwasi KMTV. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Thank you for commenting. I love you. Bye bye.